I, Sheikh Usman Aliu Shagari,
I, Sheikh Usman Aliu Shagari,
do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
So help me God.
New Year's Eve 20 months ago, the military deposed the civilian democratically elected President Shagari. The aim to remove the scourge of years of corruption, where Nigeria's oil-rich economy was kept afloat by billions of pounds of kickbacks and slush money, while much of the population live in poverty. The new leader, General Buhari, had 2 days' notice from officers organizing the coup that he would be the new head of state.
The new Nigerian leader began by cataloging the corruption and mismanagement of the deposed civilian government, which he said forced the military to act.
The Nigerian armed forces could not stand idly by while this country was drifting towards a dangerous state of political and economic collapse.
General Buhari said the military council planned to restructure the Nigerian economy. Swarmed over the streets when the coup took place on New Year's Eve have, for the most part, been pulled back to their barracks. But General Buhari declined to be specific on how long the military would rule.
We intend to hold the leadership until we are satisfied that some of the worst cases of mismanagement in terms of resources are cleared.
Witnesses have told the police that as he left his house, Mr. Dicker was grabbed by 2 black men and bundled into the back of a yellow transit vehicle, which was driven at speed in the direction of Bayswater.
Officers from the anti-terrorist squad took over the hunt for the kidnappers when they realized the victim's identity. Umaro Dikko, on the right here, is brother-in-law of Nigeria's ousted President Shagari. He was a minister in the Shagari government and was recently named by the new military government as top of their wanted list.
Who announced Nigeria's 6th military takeover in 25.
Started to drift. The economy does not seem to be getting any better as we witness daily increased inflation.
2 army officers who were then executed. Tonight, communications are cut, but this man, General Babangida, the army chief of staff, the hand behind the last coup, the hidden power behind Buhari, and other past military leaders, is thought to have taken control himself. The danger of another coup, though, remains.
I think
try out a system. We must not be afraid to make mistakes, if only to enable us make necessary corrections and try again. Often we forget.
Remains empty. The army stopped MPs from taking up their seats. Officials have now cancelled the presidential election too, accusing the candidates of returning to old and corrupt habits.
What really had happened is that the politicians had devised new electoral malpractices that never existed during the first 3 elections we had in 1990, 1991.
Created by the army. Critics say the soldiers and President Babangida privately want democracy to fail.
Babangida never intended to leave power at the end of the so-called transition program. His intention all along has always been to transform himself from a military head of state to a civilian president. People are likely going to fight back, are likely going to fight to assert the superiority of their collective will over the whims of the military.
Army seems to be telling him to do now. It will make things a lot easier, because it will be one civilian against the other. A man with a loaded gun, it takes a lot of courage to confront him the way God has had to make me do in the last few days, in the last few weeks.
As the general prepares to end his 8-year rule, there was swift reaction in London from the man thought to have won the elections last June, but prevented from taking office when the results were annulled.
Nobody wants Babangida anymore.
What people want is a democratic replacement, not an illegitimate replacement. Anything he puts in place will be as illegitimate as himself after 27th of August 1993.
Chief Abiola's supporters arrived at his fortified Lagos mansion today to celebrate his 56th birthday. Aides advised the man himself to stay away, fearful of the government's reaction to his return.